What's up, guys? Kane here again with the next match in this series between NorthChileanG and Arteries. This isn't like a best of three or anything like that, so if Arteries wins this game, we're still going to see the third one. This is just 3 games that they played in a row. I, of course, don't know the results of any of the games that I cast. I use a little Chrome plugin to hide those. A great idea that Shadow Fury 333 came up with, and I adopted. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. So anyway, we saw earlier that NorthChileanG went for a super heavy all-in Scorcher Rush that was pretty easily handled by Arteries. I'm interested to see how NorthChilean switches up his strategy if he continues with the all-ins, which is sort of his style. I've noticed that when I play NorthChileanG myself, he tends to go for the same sort of very aggressive all-ins, and it usually comes back to bite him in the mid-game, right around the 7-minute mark as we saw earlier. Looks like Arteries is going to be using the Cloakybot Factory again. He's in the red trunks in the southwest here. NorthChileanG actually spawning in a crazy position with a recon commander on the southern ridge. This is unheard of in my experience. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm not sure what exactly NorthChileanG is planning to do here. He needs to be doing something, though. It looks like an early gunship factory. Wow, look at this. This is pretty interesting. Putting it in this area so far away from the standard 2 starting positions is going to prevent it from being scouted. However, he is a little bit unlucky in that Arteries has put his Cloakybot Factory on the secondary start position. Typically, you see players start right along here on this little cubby hole right next to the ridges, but feeling that they'll usually plop right in this small area, which has the hills on the sides to protect it. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like there's going to be any scouting by Arteries down in this area quite yet, so NorthChilean should have quite a bit of time. He's going to be pushing with Nats and a Recon Commander, wanting the speed, of course, quickly morphing it. So we see on level 1, this is a Shotgun Commander with some high-powered servos on a Recon Commander, which is going to make him really fast. Interesting to see what his level 2 morph is. He's just building Nats out of his gunship factory. He's going to use those to stun out whatever defenses might be there. So this is potentially a very successful cheese, I could imagine. As far as Arteries' preparation for this, he has a single defender, 2 glaives here, nothing to stop the commander. He has a straight commander of his own, pretty close by, but it's only level 0. So if these Nats do well to stun out the defenses, and NorthChileanG is able to take out the glaives as well, he could come back for a win, but there's a lot of glaives out on the field. He's going to have to be careful of that. 5 so far. Did this glaive scout? I'm not sure. Yeah, he is aware of the solar collector that's down there. Oh, look at this. He has radar coverage, too. I mean, Arteries has to be suspicious of something. Scouting both areas and not seeing any bases there. He has to know there's some cheese coming. We aren't seeing any sort of defenses being built up, though. He's continuing to play like a normal expansion. Just now, the commander walks on the screen, takes a couple of defender shots to the dome. Going to be stunning out these glaives, hopefully. And stun out the glaives. No, not the factory. Oh, well, the factory, I guess, kind of makes sense. Yeah, he's going to try and stun out the factory, prevent it from producing anything else, which is always interesting to see. Looks like that's gone down pretty effectively. The Shotgun Commander now able to take out the glaives, no problem. He needs to be focusing on the glaives, though. There we go. With the glaives, should also be stunned out as well. He doesn't want to lose too many of these Nats. He's going to need the Nats to stun out Arteries' own strike commander here. More Nats continuing to come in here, and now the Nats begin to focus on the commander. This factory's going to go down pretty short order. This NorthChileanG's commander, of course, at still about 60% health. We see this strike commander still at full health, getting completely stunned out. Shotgun blast to the dome, and enough shotguns here enough Nats here to completely lock down the production from Arteries. This commander going down will essentially seal the game. No, he does have a constructor that snuck out to this ridge here and continuing to expand. So this game might go on. This commander's almost certainly going to go down here. Gets unstunned. Oh, NorthChileanG's commander's in big trouble right now. These glaives going to make the comeback. Oh, is NorthChileanG going to get cheesed himself? Oh my god. Oh, wow. Look at that. And both commanders go down. What kind of wacky game did I choose to cast? Okay, so both commanders are down. That's definitely not how NorthChileanG wanted this to play out. He has no metal extractors and a Banshee, so it looks like Arteries is going to come back and win this game handily. Arteries, of course, has 6 metal coming in right now. NorthChileanG has 0 metal production. Can he even finish this Banshee? Well, it's not going to be done for 7.5 minutes. So, in my opinion, this game is essentially over. NorthChileanG is asking if there's a constructor left. Arteries says, who knows, not wanting to divulge the information. NorthChileanG is probably just looking to figure out if he should resign. I mean, if you're not building a unit for the next 8-9 minutes, you should resign. That's, I mean, just common courtesy. All Arteries has to do is essentially build this, build 1 glaive, send it down here, take out this factory. It's, I mean, it's completely over. This game is done. So I'm just going to fast forward to 10 speed here, just to make sure that Arteries is able to seal the deal. I mean, this is a close one that's really came down to the wire, but sneaking that constructor out, of course, won the game for Arteries. That was absolutely beautiful. That was one of the most down to the wire cheeses I've ever seen. And there we go. After figuring out that there is a con on the field, NorthChileanG resigns. So, I mean, let's take a moment. I'm not really one to analyze cheese very much, but this was a pretty good one, so I think it's worth breaking down a bit. So we saw NorthChileanG. First of all, he spawned in a really weird place that was hard to scout, which is great if you can manage that while cheesing. He also got a pretty good start being so close to Arteries' factory and being in a radar shadow here with his own factory. Kept Arteries from spying out the cheese as early as he could have. Arteries, though, once he put up this radar tower, had the LLT, or excuse me, the solar collector and the metal extractor on radar, and seeing economy buildings out this far, and especially after scouting and finding no bases at either of the starting positions, he should have been pretty suspicious, and I mean really expected a factory to be down here somewhere, and especially once you scout the start positions and see that there's nothing there, you should be thinking cheese. So that, to me, whenever I think cheese, I think defender spam, because that's pretty versatile defense against almost every type of cheese. You know, enough defenders should easily rebuff anything that comes at you so early. Having that constructor out on the field and then getting him right out of there as soon as that commander appeared on screen, that was perfect, Arteries. That was, I mean, that's what won you the game. And as far as the defense goes, he had the glaives out. I think he was doing pretty well to take out the gnats, since those were the real, I guess, backbone of the push. I mean, it was a squishy comm. The recon commander is one of the lowest HP commanders, so maybe trying to mask the comm would have been better. Pulling the strike commander down a bit faster. All of those, of course, being very viable options. Another thing might have been to just take the gnats and kill the base back here to prevent any more gnats from coming in. No, I don't know, because it was really important that he took down the commander. I think NorthChileanG pushed a bit too hard with his commander. Well, actually, I think he did two things incorrectly. First, he didn't push hard enough. He was too scared of his commander, and then when it came down to it, once he was toe-to-toeing the